This RG World Boxing. Make sure you subscribe at the bottom right of your screen.
This is a homage beat.
Retired female boxer Mia St. John has come out and admitted to being a damn steroid using PED cheater in her career. Now, Mia St. John was one of the female boxers from the golden era, back in when it was popular and they had some pay-per-views going on. Female boxers had pay-per-views going on back in the early 2000s. Okay, Mia St. John was one of the top women boxers back then, with Christy Martin, Layla Ali, Ann Wolfe, it was Lucia Riker. But in this Los Angeles Times article, she admitted to being a cheater. She admitted to admitted to doping. And she was trying to basically relate it to Canelo, and say how doping in boxing back then or maybe now is rampant, and people shouldn't come too hard down on these people. I don't know what the hell her point was, but the fact of the matter is she should be shamed now. She's going to go through some public shaming, although as of now her profile has dropped, but she goes on to mention in this Los Angeles Times article, which I will post in a description, that she took steroids that include Winstrol, Deca, Durabolin, and Anavar, along with some banned masking agents and weight loss substances to prepare for about 20 fights, it says, estimated. But I mean, we all know she would take these things during her most biggest fights, like against Christy Martin, that took place in December 6, 2002. I mean, shoot. I look back at that fight. I was watching the fight, man. I look back at it. She had, recovery. Her recovery was because look, Christy Martin was banging to her body. Christy Martin was a more fundamental boxer. Mia St. John was just, she was being trained by Robert Garcia, that trains that's related to Mikey Garcia. Now I'm thinking, if she was doping during that time, was Robert Garcia handing her these substances? Is Robert Garcia connected to this back in the day? I mean, I'm sure he won't get any heat for it because as of now, most people forgot about that. I mean, I seen him in this old clip. This guy was training Mia St. John, and Mia St. John is on record talking about during training, sparring partners, they were all doing it, and she just felt pressure. She felt the pressure to do it, and she's trying to talk about this Canelo Golovkin thing. She's trying to say how all the backlash Canelo's getting had prompted her to kind of come clean, but the fact of the matter is, she was taking them hard juicing agents. Canelo was busted with clenbuterol, which is, still a form of cheating, but I mean, Mia St. John was on that full-fledged cheating, you know what I'm saying? So I don't understand what her point is. She's also went in to say that Golovkin, should be ashamed of himself. He's a desperate guy, trying to bash Canelo, but he's still taking a fight, She said this doping is rampant. It was rampant back in her time. And she's saying it could be rampant now, but other fighters come out like Tony Bellew say, hey, it's sad that people that think like her, that actually involved with boxing, and they're thinking that they have to take it to get a competitive edge, but they do. This is a hurt business, and who knows what's going on in boxing? Because I mean, there's they got loopholes, they're ahead of the game, but hey, you can kill somebody. And these fighters that Mia St. John was fighting before she took her big fights, they were picking these women off the streets, like in these gyms. She could have been, if she had halfway decent skill, because Mia St. John's skill was kind of trash, man, to be honest with you. If she had, she could have hurt some people in there, Let's say if she was like Ann Wolfe juicing up, Ann Wolfe was bulk, so I don't know if I ain't gonna put it on her, but who knows what was taking who? What was Christy Martin on the juice too? You know what I'm saying? But Christy Martin, like I said, she was more of a fundamental boxer. She was wearing out Mia St. John in that fight in 2002. I believe that Mia St. John, she probably felt that, hey, Christy Martin's strong. I got to juice up. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna be able to deal with that heat. And apparently that's what she did. She still lost that fight, but it was semi-competitive. Mia St. John should be ashamed of herself. She's a disgrace to women's boxing. She was in the golden era, all that shit, man. It might come to a crash on her, but I mean, at this point, like I said, her profile dropped. Not too many people remember her, but the people who know boxing know who she is. and they'll probably give it to her when she starts showing up at some of these fights. You know, she's saying she doesn't mind. She's coming out to you know, come clean and all this different crap. But she said she you know, Canelo's her favorite fighter, and you know, she wanted to come out and kind of come to his defense, you know, and talk about you know, try to come clean on all this and try to help clean up the sport. I don't know what's the point really. I mean, but hey, she came clean, so. But she's still a damn cheat, you know, and we ain't going light on that, you know. Why go light on her? Because, you know, for what? You know, she's just like Povetkin, man. Povetkin shouldn't even be fighting, you know. Povetkin's, you know, he's a damn cheat. But like I said, who knows who's cheating? Because this stuff is like kind of, you know, these guys got their own scientists that can formulate different kinds of drugs, change compounds, and get around these different tests, you know. Mia Sejan talking about how she used other people's urine to pass tests, and she had catheters and stuff, and you know, she had all kind of ways of getting around these tests. So I mean, it's just sad, man, that you know, during the golden era, you know, Mia St. John was on the juice. She was juicing, you know what I'm saying? But hey, who did she? She didn't really beat nobody. So it's like I'm trying to figure out, hey, was it worth it? You know what I'm saying? She lost. I mean, she got, you know, Holly Holm kicked her ass. She got beat by Holly Holm. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know, man. Was it really worth it for her to be juicing? You know what I mean? You know, she had what, 14 losses? You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, what a joke, man. Mia St. John's come out to be a joke. I used to like her. I used to favor her in some fights, man. I was, you know, like I said, she lost to Christy Martin during the peak, and she tried to run it back when Christy Martin was old and fat. You know what I'm saying? And got a unanimous decision over her, but at that point, it didn't even count. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, I look at her record, man. I mean, Mia St. John, her record doesn't really speak too much, you know. So hey, a cheating PED user, you know what I'm saying, woman coming out in 2018, you know, on the midst of on the heels of a Canelo Gennady Golovkin fight. You know, I don't know what to think of this. I really don't. This is RG World Boxing.